Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man, you can tap in and you can tap out. But you know my slogan, you know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now you already know time, energy, the highest forms of currency, my G. I know they got y'all here chasing the bag, chasing that money and chasing that paper, stacking that cheese, that cheddar, and that mozzarella. But always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's, at all times. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. All right. Now, big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that's highly invested in the channel, everybody that understands that we are growing this channel organically, constant elevation. Yeah, we on our way to the top, well over 50,000 subscribers, and we on our way to 60K. All right. Even bigger salute to all my newcomers, all my new subscribers, all my new investors, everybody that's making their way to the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You know how I'm giving it up, and you absolutely know how I'm putting it down, my G's. You feel me? Now, listen, man, do me a favor. Wipe off your feet before you step into the big house. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear every time you step foot in the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. All right? Big salute. I see y'all in the chat. Trooper69, Mr. Universe. You already know how we giving it up. Big wrenches, big memberships right here on Grown Man Business TV. Now, I got a lot of people in the DM saying, Big G and BTV, we need you to get back on course. We need you to speak on what's going on out there in Minnesota. I mean, what's your thought process on the Somalians? You know what I mean? What's your perspective on everything that's taking place out there in Minnesota? We need you back on course, my G. And I said, you know what? It is absolutely nasty work. Absolutely nasty work was taking place out there in Minnesota, man. And see, one thing for sure, two things for certain. I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. And big salute to everybody in the DMs, everybody in the comment section that want me to, talk about the topics and the issues that nobody else in this sector touches on. That's what make us powerful, and that's what make us special. We could talk about celebrities, we could talk about other content creators, but it's a certain dynamic that come with Grown Man Business TV that nobody else can touch, nobody else can do, and that's what sets us apart from everybody, and that's what makes us powerful. So big salute to all my investors, man. I see y'all in the DM. I see y'all in the comment section. Listen, man, we gonna have some fun, and we gonna recap, and we gonna rehash certain situations. But it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. It's always deeper than rap. And I had to double back with this situation and this topic because I got a lot of my Caucasian counterparts in the DM that want me to go in about the Somalians. I got a lot of the dog fur. Yeah, I got a lot of subscribers that put that dog fur in a ponytail. Yeah. Yeah, they put that dog fur in a ponytail and they get the typing away. And big salute to y'all. I appreciate y'all subscribing to the channel and being in tune with what's going on over here. But see, you got to know something. Nobody connects the dots like Grown Man Business TV. Nobody can see through the smoke and mirrors like your boy. And what you gotta be able to recognize is that I don't mind being the bearer of bad news. So we're gonna talk about the Somalians because I can't co-sign that. Absolutely nasty work. But in anything that takes place here in this great land of America, at this present moment in time, in this present moment in history, the dog fur got their hands in the pot. The dog fur got their hands in the pot. And that's the problem. I think that's the mix-up. That's the miscommunication on what's going on American soil, American governments, and out there in Minnesota, Ohio, all over the United States of America is certain situations going on. And we're going to talk about it, all right? Big salute to the chat. Breezy Santana, I see you in here. Yeah, it's a lot of people in the DM saying, Big G, listen, man, we need you to get back on course. Saw you out there with Mikey B, Zippy with the drippy. We saw, I was a little tipsy. All right? So sue me. Yeah. They locked in. We're going to talk about it another time. But they locked in with me on New Year's Eve and all that. I done had 3, 4, 5 glasses of wine. I'm at the big house. I got the jacuzzi lit. Yeah, I was buzzing a little bit. Don't mind me. For old time's sakes, we wanted the Clash of the Titans, and me and Zippy, we gave Mikey B the Clash of the Titans. Look at the numbers. Yeah, the numbers speak for themselves. All right. Big salute to them boys. Big salute to the sector. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But we gonna have a conversation. It get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. Now let me say this. You already know, before we get into this pure dope, straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Before we do that, I gotta do some customizations to the chat. Huh? Yeah, I gotta customize the chat, my G. The higher ups and the elites are always watching. You know, they're always playing chess at the highest level. You understand me? Always trying to shadow ban the channel, muffle the message. The higher ups and the elites understand that I'm a threat to the establishment. They also understand that the revolution will be televised right here in these YouTube streets. It's no stopping that. So before we go any further, I got to do some customizations to the chat. And we're going to talk about what's going on with the Somalians. We're going to talk about, the fraud, Nick Cheryl or Nick Sharon, the dog fur having Caucasoid YouTuber that went out there and went viral. Yeah, Nick Sherlin, we're going to talk about it. All right, big salute to the chat. Is what it is, and it'll be. Let me do what I got to do, man. Hit the like button and all that when y'all come in here. Well over 100. I'm going to let y'all pile in for a few seconds, and then we going to do what we do. Yo, nah, man, the album is on the way. We working on it. We wrapping it up. You can't rush greatness. I told you, top of January, we will have the album. It will be available. I still got a couple of more weeks, just let me work out the kinks, but it's coming. Oh, you're gonna love it. Don't worry. We got that in the stash. That's coming. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. You see the numbers. Salute to Mikey B and them boys. That joint with me and Zippy is already about like 2,000 views. You know what I'm saying? Some good numbers for the homie Mikey B growing his channel. You know what I mean? The numbers don't lie. Oh, we turned up for old time's sakes, but it was nothing personal. Yeah, it was all business. You understand me? Yeah, the album's on the way, man. Big salute to the chat. Let me do what I need to do. Hit the like button. We're gonna talk about what's going on now. Again, a lot of my dog fur subscribers, a lot of my Caucasian counterparts, they've been bum rushing my DM. They saying GMB TV, you always talking about the dog fur. Why you ain't talking about the Somalians? Big GMB TV, we need you to speak on what's going on out there in Minnesota. And I said, you know what? You're right. Everybody must be held accountable. Everybody. Okay? So don't get it confused. But what you got to understand is, everybody got a price to pay. You know what I mean? And we're going to talk about it, man. Let me do what I need to do. It's nasty work what's taking place out there. Billions of dollars of misplaced tax-paying citizens' money. Again, I've been talking about tax-paying citizens. Even when I was talking to Zip, I brought up tax-paying citizens and what we contribute to the prison system. You understand what I'm saying? And you got to realize that, I'm a street dude that made it out the streets. I'm a street dude that made it to the family man status. I made it to the tax-paying citizen status. So you got to know, man, being a tax-paying citizen, we are the most powerful weapon on American soil. And even, dudes like Zip, they don't really understand that. They think having a handful of money make them lit. They ain't reached this side of the fence yet. And respectfully, it's no disrespect, but I'm on a whole nother frequency with this. So we're gonna talk about it. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Now you see that right there at the bottom of the chat, right? You see that. Before you get in here with your Twitter fingers, doing your Twittering and all that, using your Twitter fingers to leave comments all in the chat with the Twitter fingers and all of that, doing what the Twitter fingers like to do, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear every time you step foot in the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. This is a powerful platform. You understand what I'm saying? And again, billions of dollars is missing. We are at a time in American history where the smoke and mirrors is being divided, is being cleared out. We can see clearly. We can see the robbery clearly. We can see the fraud clearly. We can see the lies very clearly. It ain't like back in the day when y'all could just get the lies over, put it in the newspaper, and we just go on. Nah, bruh, it is obvious. This was the year of exposure. 2025 was the year of exposure. And the closer we get to 2030, 2031, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to become more clear, more evident, more obvious. Okay? Everybody's talking about Papoose and 50 Cent right now. Look at the circus. Everybody's talking and everybody's reposting, 50 Cent popping pussy and dropping it like it's hot and pop locking and dropping it. Everybody's reposting AI videos of 50 Cent pop locking and dropping it and popping pussy. If they ain't talking about 50 Cent popping man pussy, then they talking about, Gully TV and the Bucktooth boy from out there in Harlem. Yeah. I don't know his name. All I know is his dentures and his goddamn jibs is, yeah, they fighting for position. Whatever homie name is, he need to get off the YouTube and he need to go see a dentist. Uncasa, that's his name. Breezy Santana, salute to you. Yeah, the nigga bottom row is fighting for position. Listen to me. We're going to talk about this. The circus, I can engage in that. That's what make me different. That's what make me powerful, is that I could talk about that, which, you know what, I'm going to give it some time of day. But I could also talk about this, and my word is valid. My word is certified because I ain't still the dude trying to be the street nigga talking about blah, blah, blah and flashing $2,000, $3,000 in cash. I ain't him. I'm on a whole nother level. Respectfully. Uncasa, your bottom row, your bottom dentures is fighting in your gums. They fighting for position. You don't need to be worried about Gully. You need to make space for your bottom row. Your teeth on the bottom row is fighting for position, and you need to make space. Priorities, my G. All right? Now, you already know how we do, man. I got the receipts. What's going on out there with Nick Sherrill and the Somalians? I kept the receipts. I don't go nowhere without the receipts, my G. One thing for sure, two things for certain, you can bet that, okay? So let me give y'all some context on what's going on. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, right? Let's get serious, guys. I see you in the chat. Let's get serious. What's the name? Shirley. Nick Shirley. That's his, okay. Yeah. All I know is he got the dog fur. Okay, that's the first thing that I recognize is he had a head full of dog fur. Yeah, and motherfucker like a golden retriever. Yeah, like a shih tzu. Like a goddamn poodle he was moving around out there in Minnesota. Nick Sherrill, right? But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we have a sudden crisis. We have a exposure of billions of dollars in fraudulent money, childcare, healthcare, dental, out there in Minnesota. In Minnesota, we got a community of Somalians. I'm talking about a community of them. All getting rich, buying designer purses, driving Teslas and Escalade trucks and all of that. And all of a sudden, we got the world is talking about fraud. Okay? Now, I want to break this down like none other, and I want to connect the dots. Because what you got to understand is this didn't just happen last week. This didn't just happen last month. This been happening for years on years on years, where these politicians and these local governors, they will make way for immigrants to flood the city, and they will disguise it as they're looking for a better life. They're leaving their country, of war-ridden country, to come to America, of the land of milk and honey, and they are looking for a better life and a better way. They use that as a mask to funnel billions of dollars of tax-paying money. That's what's been going on. And all of a sudden, they need to be exposed. All of a sudden, it's a American crisis. All of a sudden. Okay, and we're gonna dig into this, but I told y'all already, the dog fur doesn't live in harmony with the earth, with the universe, or with the cosmos. So one of the weapons that the dog fur uses over and over again is crisis, panic, confusion. You understand? It's always going to be some type of catastrophic event that takes place when you dealing with the dog fur, because that's how they get, yeah, that's how they get their thing going. They can't do it in harmony because the dog fur, it don't connect with the universe. So nothing is done in harmony. It's always done in chaos. Catastrophic events like 9/11, and now all of a sudden, the distraction is fraud. Billions of dollars in fraud, okay? After they get done and they sweep this fraud stuff under the rug, it'll be another catastrophic event that the dog fur brings to the people. Oh, have you heard about blah, blah, blah? And that's all we'll be talking about, and that's all they'll be focusing on. Every year, it's another catastrophic event. Okay? So let's get into a couple of these receipts, but I wanted to throw that out there because you need to understand that's the main reason my people are not reacting. That's why we are not scared. We are not marching in the streets. We are not, boycotting. We're not getting involved because we have come to the conclusion and we have realized that if it ain't this catastrophic event, it'll be another one that y'all create. Y'all play ball until it ain't time to play ball, and then y'all cry and y'all cry wolf and y'all play victim. So I'm just speaking to it because I want to bring some real context to this. I want to expose the higher ups and the elites. I want to hold whoever need to be held accountable. And you gotta know, the dog fur always gonna have their hands in the pot. Y'all are never the victims. If it's billions of dollars of fraud going on in Minnesota, it's some white people that got rich off of it. It's some white people that allowed it to happen. And now all of a sudden, they need to expose it. Okay? Respectfully. So let's get into a couple of receipts. Big salute to the chat. We're gonna talk about this. I don't want you to really. It ain't rocket science. It ain't that. This is head on. This is head on what it is. The only thing is, I'm not afraid to talk about it. The only thing is, I'm not about to get on my platform and post 50 Cent popping pussy and all of that. Yeah, nasty work. Okay? That's what y'all come here for. So hit the like button. Well over 300. I need over 100 likes. Easy. Tap the screen twice. Okay? Let's get into this receipt. Big salute to the chat. All in Alkaline Lifestyle. I see you in here. Breezy Santana. I see you in here. Big salute to my wrenches. Let's talk about this. Since everybody is so concerned about fraud, and notice, Nick Shirley, white boy. The dude that's with him, white boy. The only people that seem to be, overly concerned is white people and Uncle Tom's or whatever you want to call them type of black people. The bootlickers. Anton Daniels, You know, dudes like that. But the rest of us, we ain't, man. What's the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference if the Somalians is getting their money or y'all sending them billions of dollars to NASA and NASA go and paint weird ass pictures and tell us we on Mars and all of that with those billions of dollars? We're gonna talk about this. All right, big salute to the chat, man. Hit the like button and all of that. Look, look.
Federal child care funding to the entire state. The agency says the state receives $185 million for 19,000 children, and now that money will be gone. And the agency did not specify any alternate plans for families who will be affected. DHS and the FBI said they were surging resources to Minnesota to investigate what they called suspected fraud sites. This all comes in response to a viral video posted by a MAGA content creator. He claims that he uncovered widespread fraud by Somali-run child care centers in the state. CNN is looking into those claims and has not independently verified the accusations. But the Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services is taking the allegations at face value. Take a listen.
Intrepid journalists have made shocking and credible allegations of extensive fraud in Minnesota's child care programs. We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade. Starting today, we require a justification, receipt, or photo evidence before we make a payment.
Now I want to look at this dog fur right here. Yeah, I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you talk. But that's a nasty strand of dog fur right there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he got the box shape right here, and that dog fur ain't sitting. That dog fur ain't sitting right. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. You might be an alien, man. Let me say something. I'm gonna let this reptilian talk. I'm gonna call him a reptilian. I don't think he human, me personally, right? But I always tell y'all, they dress these reptilians and they dress them up in suits and a YouTuber has come across fraud in Minnesota. And we think that's been going on with fraud for over a decade. And we think, and for some reason, they think because they put a suit and tie on this goddamn lizard right here, yeah, we just supposed to believe everything he say. Yeah, we just supposed to believe them. They got the dog fur swiped over to the left, extra gel in the dog fur, put a tie on them, sit them up in front of the camera, let them talk to the people. Okay? So, again, the downloads is downloading. And I ain't gonna lie, man. That's a motherfucking reptile right there. Yeah. He's a part of the 13 families. This motherfucker right here got some of the 13 bloodlines in him. Go ahead and talk to the people. Look.
However, the so-called evidence comes from
Photo evidence before we make a payment. We require a justification, receipt, or photo evidence before we make a payment.
However, the so-called evidence comes from a man who has posted anti-Muslim and anti-immigrant content in the past. CNN's Whitney Wild speaks to the man behind that video and takes a look at his claims.
We're from CNN. Can we talk to you? This is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley. Back at a daycare in Minnesota, he alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now viral video.
If you are going to say this is a left or right issue, but no, fraud is fraud. And so I'm not out here trying to put a twist on things.
Shirley's viral video, released over the weekend, in which he says he's uncovering tens of millions of dollars in fraud at Minneapolis daycares run by the Somali community, was retweeted by Elon Musk and Vice President J.D. Vance. In the video, Shirley tries to open locked doors and talk to people at various daycares he claims are frauds.
Did you come during their normal operating hours when you came to visit?
I came at 11.
I want to show you that dog fur right there. Look at that. That's a nasty strand right there. Look at the dog fur. Look how the dog fur get the shedding and all of that. Yeah, like a golden retriever right there. That's a Labrador right there. That's a sheepdog. Right there, look. Look at my man right here, Nick Shirley. Go ahead and talk to the people, Nick.
AM, I believe. And I also came the following day, later in the day. The point of it is not whether or not I came at the right time of their operation hours. The point is that blacked out doors, they can't give you any information. You call that number, no one answers. I wasn't trying to go inside, and there should be a way for somebody to actually be able to call that number and somebody be able to answer. These aren't real businesses.
But surely you don't think a daycare should just be unlocked. You shouldn't be able to just walk into a daycare.
Be a reception.
No, every daycare is locked.
Their doors are locked.
And so, okay, you bring up a fair point. Then why can't they actually give me information how to enroll a child?
Federal law.
Okay, so we got more receipts. I see in the chat you asked the question. You said, "What does the dog fur have to do with this story?" And stick around for the live, man. The dog fur has a lot to do with this story. All right, that's why I've been pointing out the dog fur. You feel me? 2 different strands of dog fur right there, pointed them out. The dog fur is always around. The dog fur always got their hands in the pot. We're going to talk about that, all right? Now, this young man, he took it upon himself to go to Minnesota, and he walked around these communities of Somalians, and he walked up to daycare centers, and he walked up to, health insurance buildings, and he wanted to walk in. And he's saying that, you should be able to walk into a daycare center. See, unless you are involved or active, you wouldn't even know. But you can't just walk into like a daycare center where children are at. That's in any state. My son, my daughters, I put them in daycare. You got to get buzzed in. That's how you keep the safety of the children. So it's small things that he was doing and other content creators was doing that made me understand that they don't even really know what they're talking about. They really just kind of being nosy, right? But, okay, he's saying that it's fraud. I'm not going to lie to you. The more I look into it, it is fraud. The governor and politicians have allowed a large number of these immigrants to create a community. And then they use the taxpaying dollars to fund the community. And then what they do is they take their share off the top. They take a cut off the top. Okay? They take a cut off the top. Okay? So before the millions and the billions of dollars reach the Somalians, it's a lot of dog fur that got their hands and got rich. And I'm gonna give you an example, but right now I want to go to another clip of the young man, Nick Shirley, right? And we're gonna watch him do what he does. And again, I want you to follow me on this. It get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deep in a rap. But I'm gonna play this next receipt right here of Nick Shirley just making his rounds throughout these Somali communities. All right, and we're gonna break it down. But I needed you to get some context. Everything that's being allowed on American soil is being allowed by them people. Okay, and I'm gonna break all that down as well. The Somalian community. We're gonna talk more about that. But let's let the young man, Nick Shirley, let's let him do a little bit more, and then I'm gonna get into this work. Big salute to all 400 of y'all in here. Hit the like button and all that. I'm gonna get into this work. That's what you came here for. Yeah, y'all tired of seeing 50 Cent popping pussy. You wanted something real, so you came to Grown Man Business TV. I salute you. Go ahead and talk to the people, Nick. Look.
Right here, you have a list of all of the healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare. Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here.
No.
Why can't I get healthcare here?
No, wait.
Warning, you are under video surveillance. No trespassing, security armed. This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare. Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare here, healthcare right here. Another healthcare company right here. There are 3 healthcare companies inside of this building right here in this room of 7C. Now we have another Helping Hands Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk to about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been. Literally, healthcare every door you go to, yet nobody will give you a rate. How much money do you think's been funneled through this building?
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million at least.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers, and they actually took down our information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
We received a complaint that someone matching your description were in this building harassing the individuals who stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare. Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building, so.
Okay.
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers, everyone here is fraudulent.
Okay. So
He's here with some kind of like propaganda.
No, we're just checking.
No, this is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason that you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived. We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from, there are now multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Right.
Okay, so I want to say salute to Nick Shirley, right? The young man is on to something. He's going viral. He's going to eat real good off this content. And he's exposing the Somalian fraud out there in Minnesota. Now, I don't want y'all to get it confused. I'm a taxpaying citizen. So I totally disagree with what's going on out there. I 100% disagree. I don't care if you're Somalian, Chinese. I don't care if you live in Little Italy, Little Haiti. I don't give a damn. You understand what I'm saying? I'm an American tax-paying citizen. So I salute this dude for doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? No way around it. Ain't no middle ground. I don't ever want you Somalians or whoever thinking that I'm speaking for you or I'm trying to protect you, because y'all come into this country, y'all take advantage of the blood, sweat, and tears that my ancestors laid down for. Yeah, the civil rights movement. You know all about that. The marching, the sit-ins, Martin Luther King. See, my ancestors put their life on the line, thinking that y'all was going to come over here and y'all was going to push an agenda and y'all was going to push forward and it was going to be forward progress. But all y'all ever did was come over here, get up under the dog fur, get up under the white man and take advantage. Okay? So, it needs to be a whole RICO charge going on. I think we need to start seeing Somalians laid out in the street with their hand. Yeah, put your hands behind your back. Yeah, you got the right to an attorney. Yeah. Excuse me. Come here real quick. Go ahead and turn around for me. Put your hands behind your back. You know what I'm saying? You got the right to remain silent. Anything you say and can will be used against you in the court of law. Yeah, you got the right to an attorney. If you ain't got the money, we will give you an attorney. But obviously, you got the money because y'all been getting and funneling millions, hundreds of millions of dollars through these low ass communities and all of that. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we are understood. Listen, we are not brothers. You got a little melanin, I got a little melanin. That's the only thing we got in common is a little bit of melanin. That's it. We are not brothers. We are not the same. You are not like us. And instead of you coming over here, locking in, being a spook by the door because you are connected and locked in with the higher ups and the elites, you start getting hundreds of millions of dollars. You don't reach out and spread the wealth. You don't put nobody on. You hold that money until they expose you. Now all of a sudden, nah, we ain't rocking with that. We ain't rocking. And I believe this, and I'm going to say this. I think all of y'all should be deported back to Somalia. Yeah, that poverty-ridden country y'all come from. I think y'all should be forced to go back. No ifs and buts of, I don't care if you're 90 years old. I don't care if you're 2 days old. Everything in between, y'all asses need to go back to Somalia. Take the money with you and rebuild your country. But see, the real thing is in Somalia, it's dirty, it's war-ridden. They ain't even got, man, they ain't even got proper plumbing out of there. Y'all need to be sent back home. Okay? And then after we get the Somalians under control, we need to now start debunking the government. The local government, the governor, the politicians, everybody involved, everybody with their hands in the pot need to be laid down. Hey, I don't mind being the bearer of bad news. But see, you can't get rid of the Somalians without tapping into the American government. You can't get rid of the Somalians without tapping into the local government, the politicians, the governors, all of that. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. And again, you know, you got to throw the dog fur in the pot with the Somalians and everybody else. But I want to give you an example of what I'm talking about. You know, there's a lot of people in the DMs, they saying, yo, you know, how you figure that it's like this and how you figure it's like that. And what make you think that these governors and politicians is getting they cut off the top? What make you say that, GMB TV? I mean, I got a lot of y'all in the DM asking these questions. That's what helped the downloads downloading. And I learned to start addressing some of the things y'all ask. Okay, so I want to introduce you to Nancy Pelosi. You ever heard of Nancy Pelosi? Yeah, I don't speak proper English. I might have butchered your name, but I don't care. I'm not an Englishman. I'm not an Englishman. Yeah, you get it how I say it. Nancy Pelosi. Okay, is it in Pelosi? Pelosi. Okay. Now, Nancy Pelosi is a U.S. House of Representatives. She is a member of the U.S. House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi, right? Her yearly salary is $174,000. And you know what, Nancy Pelosi? I'm a round up. Yeah, in the Norfolk education public school system out there in Norfolk, Virginia, where I'm from, we was taught to round up. So I'm going to just go ahead and say $175,000 a year. Oh, that's good money, Nancy. Nancy, that's good money that you make. Look at this, look. Nancy Pelosi. Pelosi's currently year's salary as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives is $174,000. Okay? Now, I want you to look at her net worth. This is where it get wicked at. I want you to look at her goddamn net worth. Nancy Pelosi, you got some goddamn explaining to do. See, this is, you know what? I'm going to let you look. Look. Nancy Pelosi. Net worth is $275 million. $275 million. Oh, I saw you already in the chat. I knew you was coming with that. Oh, day trading. Insider trading is how Nancy Pelosi got her net worth. Oh, insider trading is how Nancy Pelosi got her fortune of $250 million. I'm talking $250 million off of a salary of $175,000 goddamn dollars. Now, if you think and you believe that Nancy Pelosi is just this, goddamn insider trading. Yeah. You might be the fool right there, brother. When you look in the mirror, you might be looking at a fool. If you believe insider trading is how she turned $175,000 to $250 million. I mean, listen, she ought to write a book on insider trading. She might have write a book on this shit. Yeah, the candles go up and you get when the candles come down and you use the candles and you, let's be honest. That's a prime example of a U.S. representative, a congressman, a senator, whatever you want to call these people, funneling tax-paying dollars. I'm sorry to listen. I'm sorry to bust the bubble for you. That $275 million is our money in her pocket. It's tax-paying dollars. That's it. We don't got to make it rocket science. I know you think that it's insider trading. That's what they told you, right? Yeah. That's what they told you, right? Oh, it's insider trading how Nancy Pelosi acquired her fortune. And you believed it. That's why the channel was so powerful. You believed it, right? I'm sorry for you, homie. Nah, Nancy Pelosi had her hands in one of those Ponzi schemes, one of them pyramid schemes. Yeah, just like out there in Minnesota. She had her hands in the pot. And she inquired $250 million. And they told her, listen, man, just tell the people you got caught insider trading and, you know, it ain't no fines for that. Okay? So I say all that to say this. Don't nothing happen under the sun on American soil without the dog fur partaking in it, participating in it, having their hands in the pot and gaining wealth off of it. Okay? So now we gonna get deep. Yeah, you know, we again, I ain't rocking with no Somalians. Your ass over there in Minnesota, you need to clear that out. And then that area need to be given to black people. You need to move out however many Somalians was over there. And then you need to say, hey, listen, if there's any black people that want to come to Minnesota and fill in the spots, then that's our reparations. That's our land. Now, why are you so passionate about this Grown Man Business TV? Well, let me tell you why, right? Because like I said, unlike, you know, Uncasa, right? The guy Uncasa, unlike the homie Zippy with the drippy and all of that, I'm really ingrained in this. Obviously, Uncasa don't pay for insurance. He obviously don't got dental insurance because his bottom teeth is fighting for space down there. Zippy with the drip, Zip a hustler. Zip is one of these dudes that make his money and flash it on YouTube like he did. That man ain't got substantial, medical insurance and dental insurance. Respectfully. So when you engage in the real life in grown man business, you know firsthand how expensive insurance is. You know firsthand what, half these niggas got kids. They kids ain't on their insurance. These niggas ain't even got their own insurance. So I'm sitting back and I'm saying to myself, out there in Minnesota, you mean to tell me they got free health insurance, dental insurance? Out there in Minnesota, Somalians on American soil get free daycare. You know how much daycare costs, nigga? That's all I was trying to tell Lil Zippy the other night. That little money that you flashing on YouTube in front of us, bro, if you actually was handling grown man business, that should be gone in a month. If you was paying for health and dental insurance, if you had your name on a lease, that little $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 you wouldn't even have it. Your ass would be at work somewhere. But because you don't do that, we just not in the same league, and it's okay. So when I see these Somalians moving, I'm saying to myself, you mean to tell me when my son was in daycare, I'm talking thousands of dollars. Man, well over 25,000 a year I was paying and we was paying in daycare fees. Well over 25K. Easy. Easy. When baby GMB was in daycare and he wasn't even, listen, my son might have been in daycare for a year. You get to the end of the year, you get to doing taxes, nigga, well over 25, 30K. Eh? And you telling me the Somalians got free daycare? You mean to tell me this white boy walked into a building that supposedly had over 14 different insurance companies? You know how hard it is to get premium insurance these days? Huh? Somebody go ask Lil Zippy how much do it cost to have premium dental and medical insurance? That's why when you on this side of the fence, you don't see niggas flashing no big bills in front of y'all, nigga. Nigga, I got that. But a lot of the times the money is tied up, baby. We paying real bills over here. I'm talking real big dog shit. You think because you paying your little light bill at your grandmama house and you paying a cell phone bill or two that you could talk, we ain't even really supposed to be talking. We ain't even really supposed to be having no conversations because it's only gonna go left when you think you lit with that little paper you had right there. And you ain't got no dental and health insurance. Your ass was on goddamn food stamps and all of that. I don't know nobody that qualifies for food stamps. I don't know nobody, bro, in my phone or my I don't got nobody I could call right now that qualify for food stamps. Your ass was on. Okay, let me get back on track. The Somalians out there is living the good life. I mean, I'm telling you, brother. Give me free health care and dental and give me free goddamn child care if I need it and cut me a check. I will not, listen, I'm good. I won't talk bad about the people. I'm good. I won't say nothing else. But for some reason, they got all that for the Somalians, but they ain't got that for us. They ain't got the reparations for us. They ain't, it's too expensive for us. And the whole time, all they doing is spending our money. Hey, listen, bro, y'all need to give us reparations. Just give us our tax money. Stop taxing us for the next 10 years, 15, 20 years, for a lifetime. And let us get our money. Trillions of fucking dollars. Okay? Now, big salute to the chat. I just, I digress, man. But I get passionate about it because, again, just because you got some money in your pocket, that ain't grown man business. Just because you are over 21, that ain't grown man business, homie. Everybody can't call this shit grown man business. You gotta really be able, it take a lot to be a man in America, a real man. Niggas say, oh, I don't want to work hard. You working too hard, nigga. You ain't working hard enough. See, that's the difference, Zippy. You work hard for that money. You goddamn right I work hard for this money. You ain't working hard enough for the money. That's why you got that couple of thousand in your pocket that you flashing, but you ain't got dental and health insurance, nigga. When the last time you been to a doctor or a dentist, nigga? You went and put them little golds in your mouth before you went to a dentist and got them cavities filled up, nigga. Yeah. Yeah, you. I guarantee you the back of your mouth smell like a dumpster. I guarantee it. I guarantee those molars in the back of your mouth need to be pulled out and all of that. I don't call this shit grown man business for no reason, and I ain't trying to stunt on nobody. I was tipsy the other night. Niggas caught me on the wine and all of that New Year's Eve, and I flashed out. I did. I flashed out. It was good for the algorithm. Yeah. It was good for the numbers. Back of your goddamn mouth smell like, yeah, decay. It smell like decay in your mouth. Okay? Now let's get into another. Let's get into. I don't want to do it like that. All right, let's get into another receipt, right? I got a few receipts. Now, before we go deeper, right? Before we go to the next level, to the next angle, for everybody in my DM that's saying that it's racist on what I'm saying about the Somalians, and you know, the Somalians are like us, and I shouldn't be, nah, GMB, why you talking like they just trying to find a new life. They just looking for a new way of living, and nah, GMB, for all y'all, I want to play this receipt right here. And I want to kind of paint a picture for y'all before we go into the next level, because it is another level when it come to this. All right, big salute to the chat. It get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deep in the rap. Hit the like button, subscribe button, make sure you do that, and let's get into this receipt right here. Look.
You work day, you don't got shit. Thank you for working so hard so I can be home all day, free. I can use my EBT. Go to work for me, white boy, white girl. Yeah, go to work for me, you fucking white animals. Fucking work for me. Yeah, you fucking work for me. And the U.S. government they work for me. All of you work for me. Now go to work. Pay them taxes. Take care of me and my people. All right? This is my land. I control this place. This is my reality. You all gonna be enchained. I'm gonna lock all you guys up if you don't pay your taxes. You better fucking pay your taxes. You work day, you don't got shit. Thank you for working so hard so I can be home all day, free. I can use my EBT. Go to work for me, white boy, white girl. Yeah, go to work for me, you fucking white animals. Fucking work for me. Yeah, you fucking work for me. And the U.S. government they work for me. All of you work for me. Now go to work. Pay them taxes. Take care of me and my people. All right? This is my land. I control this place. This is my reality. You all gonna be enchained. I'm gonna lock all you guys up if you don't pay your taxes. You better fucking pay your taxes. You work.
Ooh-wee. Ooh, boy, you got some nerve, man. You got some goddamn nerve. I ain't gonna lie to you. But it's a lot of levels that come with this. We got to really talk about this now, because a lot of people feel but I wanted to play that for all y'all in my DM and all of that. Oh, GMB. Nah, this is what it is. All right? This is what it is. Now, first and foremost, I saw that in the chat. You took the words right out of my mouth. He said white boy. Yeah, he's talking to the dog fur directly. Now, you got to know something. He's talking to the dog fur because the dog fur showed them how to get this money. The dog fur brought them over here, pulled them in a quiet room and told them, we gonna do this. This what we gonna do. Them niggas, don't worry about them niggas. Don't worry about them poor white people. We gonna do this with y'all, and this is what happens when the rabbit gets the gun and they turn on you. He said the dog fur. Yeah. But when you see through the smoke and mirror, he talking about all of us. He talking about whoever is a tax-paying citizen on American soil. Take your ass to work. Go do your goddamn content. Whatever you do, if you're running a business, your ass pay taxes. At the end of the day, as long as you paying taxes, you paying them. Okay? All right? Now, it's going to get deep. We're going to really have a conversation, right? But I want to stay right here. I want to stay right here. I want y'all to think about this, right? And I really want y'all to play this in your mental Rolodex. All over this great land of ours, all over America, you have these different communities of immigrants that have set up shop over here. And for a long time, we never really, for the most part, we never really like pressed the issue about it. We never really questioned it. You know, let me give you an example. You got Chinatown. Oh, out there in New York City, right off of Canal Street. You remember Canal Street where they get the fake Gucci and the fake Jordans and the fake Louis Vuitton and the glasses and the belts. And you remember when I was talking about Canal Street. Well, right on the corner, you got something called Chinatown. And in New York City, believe it or not, right? You got a whole, I'm talking, it's a damn near city in itself of Chinese people. The signs are in Chinese. The restaurants are in Chinese. The menus are in Chinese. The products that they sell is written in Chinese, and it's called Chinatown. You ever ask yourself, how was Chinatown created? You ever ask yourself, who funded Chinatown? Oh, my bad. My bad. Just like you thought Nancy Pelosi, just like you thought she was a day trader or had inside trading to get that money, you thought it was just zoning that created Chinatown. Nah, I don't mind being the bearer of bad news. The same way we funded these Somalians with our tax-paying dollars, incentives to come over here, is the same way we built Chinatown. The only difference is Chinatown never got caught. Chinatown don't talk. You ever seen Chinese people marching in the street? When Kamala Dick Harris became vice president alongside Joe Biden, the first thing Kamala did was give Chinese people about $500 million. Right there in New York City, she gave the Chinatown people a check. 600-700 billion. I can't remember. It was some billions of dollars. And guess what Chinese people did? They went back into Chinatown and they got real quiet. Listen to me. Let's really think about this. If you ever been to Chinatown, right? And again, I done been all over New York City. You ever been to Chinatown? You ever seen the buildings out there? The real estate? The lands? I mean, bro, listen to me, bro. It ain't no motherfucking zoning. I'm talking big ass buildings in Chinatown. All Chinese people. Exactly, 70 billion. And the motherfucker took that check and they went that way. You know how many millionaires, you know how many people took little bits and pieces of that 70 billion? You know how much wealth was passed out? Where you think they got that $70 billion from? The government only eats because we feed it, the American people. We pay taxes. That's what funds the government for them to give out money. So I just wanted to give you, little Italy, little but especially Chinatown. Nobody ever asked, how the fuck did that become something? Who funded that? Y'all was too worried about going to Canal Street, buying your SpongeBob 11s and all of that. Yeah, when you was going to Canal Street and you was spending $28 on those Halloween 4s because your mama couldn't afford the real Jordans. So y'all was sneaking out there to Canal Street and letting them people sew up your Jordans and shit like that. Y'all was never worried about how Chinatown actually became Chinatown. You know how many daycare centers was doing the same thing these Somalians was doing? You know how many insurance companies for Chinese people in Chinatown was doing the same thing these Somalians was doing? You know how many convenience stores, how many Chinese restaurants, how many goddamn nail and hair parlors and beauty supplies and all that shit going on out there in China. Who you think funded it? And you can't even get a job in Chinatown. Go out there in Chinatown and fill out a job application. Yeah. One of you YouTubers in New York City, Get on the goddamn train and go to Chinatown and tell one of them China people, tell the China man, I need a job, China man. I fry your chicken. I roll your egg rolls. I fry your rice. Whatever you need me to do. And see if he don't kick you in your ass and send you on up. Hey, man, no. This where it get deep at. We have funded all of these communities, my G. We have literally went to work, paid taxes, and built all of these communities. And it's a lot of them. You got a Chinatown in goddamn San Francisco. You got a Chinatown in every major city. I guarantee you it's a goddamn Chinatown over there. And let me tell you something. You don't see the NYPD just strolling through Chinatown all willy-nilly. Yeah, they got their own rules. They got their own motherfucking laws. I guarantee you, somewhere in Chinatown, they got their own police precinct, their own jail. You ever seen the Chinaman on Rikers Island? You ever seen a Chinaman in the tombs? Well, let me tell you something, right? I've been to Rikers Island before. I've been to the tombs before. Oh, yeah, I was in the tombs when it was the Juve parade. See, you got to be able to know what I'm talking about. You got to be involved. You got to even, just be in New York for real. The West Indian Day parade, I was out there. I got jammed up. I was up there with Grown Man Business TV. What are you doing here in New York with all these guns? Man, I came up here for the Juve parade, man. I came up here to celebrate and dance in the street with the Juve parade. And when I went into the tombs, man, it was about 100 niggas in there. Every cell was full with people. And guess what, guys? I didn't see not one Chinaman in that motherfucker. Somebody get China Mac on the goddamn line. China Mac might have been the only Chinaman to make it to Rikers Island. My point of saying all that is we built up these communities, the American people, with our tax-paying dollars, and we never asked the question. And now they get to the point where they mocking us and they spitting in our face, and everybody's upset. Everybody's mad and everybody's up in arms when really, we got to take some accountability for this. I just want to stay right there in Chinatown. Y'all never thought about it like that. Y'all never connected those dots. Yo, think about Chinatown, big buildings. I'm talking $1 trillion real estate right there. Who the fuck? How they get that? How the fuck them Chinese people get all of that? Tax-paying dollars. Okay? So that's a lot to take in. I want to go left, and I want to go a little bit deeper. And this is where the dog fur comes in at. I had somebody ask me, in the chat. Hold on, let me make sure I'm charged up. I had somebody ask me in the chat, they said, GMB TV, what does the dog fur have to do with this? Why is the dog fur always mentioned and brought up? The Caucasoid Neanderthal caveman that he is. Why is we always talking about the dog fur? Well, I want you to put your dog fur in a ponytail for me. All right, right now, everybody in the chat, all my Caucasian counterparts in the chat, before we get into this, I want y'all to put your dog fur in a ponytail for me. I want you to get it out your eyes. Put that motherfucker in the goddamn, wrap her ass up and tighten her down. And make sure. Okay? Because it's about to get deep, and I don't want you to miss it. I don't want you to miss this angle right here because you got the dog fur all in your goddamn corneas and all of that. Okay? With all that being said, the problem is you got immigrants trying to tell other immigrants they shouldn't do something that the original immigrants always have done. Okay? Immigrant on immigrant violence is what's going on. Anytime white people get involved with immigrants, it is immigrant on immigrant violence. White people, my Caucasians, the dog fur, y'all seem to forget that y'all are the first immigrants on American soil. Okay? Okay? That's first and foremost. Y'all are immigrants. We have pictures of all you guys, Spaniards, Italians, Irish, whatever. We got pictures of y'all on boats coming over here. Thousands of you motherfuckers on boats. All right? That's the first mistake. Because how can you tell some immigrants what they should and shouldn't be doing when you an immigrant and your whole lineage, your family, your bloodline was doing this times a million? The shit that the Somalians is doing and getting away with, y'all been doing this shit for hundreds and hundreds of years. Listen, I gotta be honest. I gotta tell you the truth. So it's a miscommunication. And we are at a point in American history where these people, they like, man, you can't tell us what to do. You can't violate us. Like we don't know y'all history. Like we don't know what y'all did when y'all came over here. The only reason why we even able to get this money is because y'all put us in position. Y'all taught us how to do it. White people, my Caucasian people, you got to take accountability. Before you can point the finger, you got to point the finger at yourself. Before, you can't throw stones at a glass house. You can't throw stones when you living in a glass house. And nobody is saying this. Everybody, okay, I just wanted to put that out there. Now, we could tell the immigrants they ain't going, but they gonna buck on us too. They done seen us, goddamn, they done seen us prisoners of war. Y'all done showed them movies of y'all whipping us, goddamn cutting our feet off, beating us, raping the women, graping the women. You done showed these people all the guy, you done showed them roots, 12 years a slave. You done showed these people a lot of goddamn propaganda. So if we try to tell them something, we gonna have to go to war too, cause they gonna say what? They ain't gonna believe us. It ain't really for us. I'm just saying, until we get reparations and we get our land back, it ain't really for us to tell them nothing. But if we did tell them something, they gonna goddamn, yeah, they gonna buck up on us too. Shit, you think we could tell these people something? Yeah, after watching 12 years of goddamn slave, you ain't gonna tell me nothing, bro. You take your ass back over there where you can't, we'll take your ass to war. So you in my DM, you're saying why we ain't involved? It ain't our fight. Dog fur had white, y'all made this. And y'all made a lot of the other, like Chinatown. Y'all contributed to this. Y'all quarterbacked this whole situation, and now you playing victim. You got Nick Shirley out there walking around and all of that. Talking about how many children is in here and how many children. Okay. Now, secondly, another angle, right? I told y'all this before, but I'm going to tell y'all again. The world would probably be a way better place if white people would just learn to mind their own goddamn business. See? See what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. You're minding the business of the goddamn Somalians. It ain't none of your goddamn Nick Shirley. Let me talk to you. You, your mama Karen, your auntie and all of them, y'all always minding the business of other people. Mind your goddamn business. You know what I'm saying? Like, if white people just would mind their business, man, we would probably be way further as a people. Like, take that energy and direct it on your people. Why you don't take that energy and direct it on your, and we gonna talk about that. We about to get into that, okay? Oh, because I don't just get up here talking for no reason. But I'm just saying, you know, you out there in Minnesota, you're spending a lot of time out there. You're bothering them people. You know what I'm saying? You need to mind your own goddamn business, man. You need to walk around and get to going in these garages and get to going into these trailer parks so you can find the next mass shooter, the next school shooter. We already know he looked just like Nick Shirley. Got the dog fur just like Nick Shirley. Same person who killed goddamn Charlie Kirk looked like Nick Shirley. But y'all wasn't minding that business. You didn't mind the business of your people, but y'all always in our goddamn business. Y'all always in black people business, Somalians, the Mexicans, the Latinas, hey, y'all always in our goddamn business. White people, y'all need to mind your business. And if y'all would fix the things that your ancestors broke, we wouldn't be having these problems with all this fraud, with our tax-paying dollars going to a bunch of immigrants. You think your great-great-grandfather, you think that white man ever thought that y'all would be so weak that immigrants would be flooding our country and taking all our goddamn money and taking all our goddamn health care and all of that? Some goddamn Somalians doing it. See, if you white people would mind your own business and fix your own situations, the world will be a better place. Why you think China and the BRICS, all the motherfuckers, they don't fuck with white, they don't want y'all in their business no more. That's why they got the BRICS situation and they making their own money and their own currency and they ain't involving y'all. They having meetings and shit. You don't see Donald Trump over there. You ain't see Joe Biden. They having secret meetings because they tired of the goddamn white people getting in their business. Okay? Now, what are you talking about, GMB TV? I mean, you're talking about them minding their business and, where you going with this? Well, we're going to get into, I want to show you what I'm talking about. Okay? Now, like I said, man, fraud in America has been okay for all of these years as long as white people were able to gain generational wealth off of it. It was nothing wrong with redlining communities, with intimate domain, where y'all would come through our community and burn it down and turn it into a lake like Lake Lanier, or you would, turn it to a city park like, Central Park or Utica Village that was out there in New York City. You know what I'm saying? It's never a problem when Nancy Pelosi is worth $250 million, but she only makes damn near $175,000 a year. See, it's okay when y'all fraud America. See, I needed to get that out about the Somalians before I get into this, because if I get into this first, you will think that I'm making excuses for the Somalians. Nah, but white people, it's called blue collar crime. You might scam a business for $1 billion. Your ass might get 90 days in jail for it. And the only time it's called fraud, the only time it's a federal issue, the only time we talk about it on all the news outlets, the only time the goddamn feds and the CIA and everybody else get involved is when anybody other than white people is doing it. If black people, we get the PPP loans, right? Everybody disrespect the PPP loans. We got niggas opening up businesses, shell businesses, getting $1 million, getting $2 million, getting 500,000, whatever they was doing. And I seen video of black women and black men in handcuffs years later going to prison over them PPP. See, it's always a problem when niggas do it, or anybody other than white people. You know how many white people, you know how many scam and fraudulent shit been going on? Hundreds of years of it. And for my Caucasian people that rock with me, I got the receipts. I want to give y'all just one beautiful example of billion-dollar fraud, trillion-dollar fraud that y'all did to us. And again, I want y'all, and I think I'm going to start looking into how to do this, but I would love for Nick Shirley to take that energy and apply it to what I'm about to show you. All right? I would love for Karens all across America that want to knock on our door and ask us, do we live here? I would like for y'all to take that energy and apply it to this. But you won't do that. I think I might just do it. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to look into this and see if I can make this content. But I want to show y'all a receipt. Big salute to the chat. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it to y'all, and then we're going to go into another receipt. I want y'all to look at this. Big salute. Let me see. Can I find this thing? Oh, is this it? I think it is. Now, this is an example of fraud. And I mean, it's probably 100 different angles, but this is one of the most prevalent ones. This has always been one of the ones that's stuck into my mental Rolodex. And right now would be the perfect time to show you guys. You know, I want y'all to look at this, and we're going to go through this. And I want y'all to, I want white people, everybody in the chat, I want y'all to pay attention, all right? Let's get into this receipt. Look at this. Look. Look at this. White people only. Capitol Heights, all right? $1 down, $1 a month, okay? Okay? Prince George County, Maryland, all right? All right? Bordering on district line, all right? Prince George County, Maryland, bordering on district line, right? Lots, $20 to $100, right? Terms, $1 down, $1 a month, okay? Okay? Within reach of poor man means, right? Look at this, look at this. No interest rate, no taxes, no landlord, no rent to pay, no building restrictions, no permits. Look, no liquor, no colored people. Look all this goddamn land. Look at this. Look at this. White people only. All right? I want y'all to look. $1, one fucking dollar down. $1 a month. Look, lots of land. That's what it's called. Lots. Those are lots. That's like, this is a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. You know, 4 acres here, 100 acres here, 40 acres here, 30 acres here. Okay? Look. No interest on the goddamn land. No taxes on the land. No landlord. No rent to pay. Look, no building restrictions. No permits. No liquor and no colored people. So that's why I'm so passionate about this. Because I know what it mean to have, for me to put that pool in my backyard, I had to go get permits. I had restrictions. I had all kind of wild shit requirements I had to do to put a pool on my own land, my lot. How you think the majority of these white people got those farms? This is a form of fraud right here, where you have a obvious white people only that can buy lots with $1 down and $1 a month. I'm talking lots of land, nigga. You know, Prince George County, Maryland. You know how expensive that land is now? You know how many blacks had money in those days that would have put that money down and bought that land up? You know how much generational fucking wealth. And this is just one example. Imagine all over America, all the land we missed out on because y'all literally committed fraud, discrimination, whites only. And now y'all parade around like y'all did something. Y'all parade around like y'all pulled yourself up by the bootstraps when your great-great-great-grandfather, and then you got the nerve to talk to some motherfucking Somalians about what they doing. When they doing the same thing y'all did. I'm going to tell you something. We can't even do that. Because as soon as we get some PPP loans, we got to go to jail. As soon as we start frauding and scamming and using that money to build generational wealth, all of a sudden, the goddamn federales got a list of people. They trying to lock everybody up. See, a lot of people in my DM is saying, why y'all ain't do that? Because we know if we do it, we either die or go to jail. We know that. You think we ain't got no scammers? You think we can't figure out how, man? If we start digging into the history of these farms and these white people with this land and this wealth, we will find fraud. We'll find fraud 99.9% of the time. If we was to ever just start doing the due diligence and looking into you motherfucking white people and look, oh, you got a farm? Yeah, this is the Harrison farm. We've had it in our family for about 80 years. It's been passed down from my grandfather, and my grandfather passed it down to my father, and my father passed it down to me, and I plan on passing it down to little Billy. If we get to doing our due diligence on the Harrison farm, one of these receipts gonna pop up. White only, white people only. Fraud is gonna pop up. You either got it with one of these receipts or you stole it from some black people that was farming the land, and y'all squatted on the land, and then y'all got squatters' rights, and then y'all stole the land. You think I don't know about that? So when I see Nick Shirley out there, he feel like he doing something, man, to be honest, bro, we don't care about none of that. We care about the Somalians stealing money, but we don't care that y'all care. The fact y'all out there walking around and all that shit, hey, man, sit your goddamn $5 ass down before we make change, man. Huh? Sit your $5 ass down. You probably a $5 Indian. So when I tell you to sit your $5 ass down before we make change, I mean that in every aspect of the words, baby. You know how many white people paid $5 to become a $5 Indian and reap the benefits of the land and the no taxes and the free education? I mean, listen to me. Listen to me clearly. If we ever get to digging in y'all history. So you ain't got no motherfucking say so. You ain't really got no leverage to be telling those Somalians what they doing in this and what they doing is that. And that's why. That's exactly why this guy right here was talking to your ass like he was talking to you. That's why he was talking to you like that. He didn't say to him, he said, white man, you work for me. Yeah, we gonna do what we want to do. Take your ass to work, pay your taxes, and we gonna handle it how we handle it. This receipt right here is just the tip of the iceberg. I just wanted to give you some context on what I'm talking about. Now, it's thousands all over America. Wyoming. Bro, let me tell you something. Big salute to the chat. When I first started driving trucks, right? When I first started driving trucks, I was in Wyoming, right? And I was at a truck stop. And I was talking to this white man. Salute, I can't think of his name, but salute to him. He was telling me, he was like, man, you look so young, man. Like, I've been driving trucks for 30 years and blah, blah, blah. We was just chopping it up. And I noticed when I'm driving, especially through Wyoming, what you'll notice on the highway is you'll see like cows just random, like 30 cows just walking. The shit fenced in, there's fences all over the place. And you might see 40 cows and it's no farm in sight. Like the cows is just out on their own. And these cows is called free grazing cows. You understand? So they just walk around and eat the grass that they like to eat, right? And I didn't understand what that was. So I asked the dude, like, yo, why is all these cows and shit just walking around? And he was like, yo, a lot of these farmers got free grazing cows, and these farmers have 400 acres, 1,200 acres, 1,300 acres, 1,000 acres. So these cows, they just walk. They might walk fucking 50 miles that way for the best grass. You know what I mean? They want the grass with the sweet endings and the nice roots and all of that. And the mother cow know that 50 miles that way on his land, it's over here by interstate and it's good grass. So I was like, damn, you know what I mean? He started telling me, right? And he was saying how back in the day when he was young, he remembers when like North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Nebraska, these certain areas, the land was not habited yet. And he was telling me how like his uncles and some of his people, it was a time where they was giving this land away to people. All you had to do was go out to motherfucking Wyoming, fence off however much land you want, and the government gave it to you. White people only, though. White people only. You know what I'm saying? It won't no niggas. Martin Luther King talked about this in one of his final speeches when he was talking about how the U.S. government was giving away, thousands of acres of lands to these immigrants and to these white people. And, they wasn't offering no black people a foundation. None of the land that we could crop, some of the land that we could build generational wealth, X, Y, and Z. And the white man was telling me, he said, yo, like a couple of my uncles did it. Like they went out to these rural areas that wasn't domesticated. They wasn't, these was like wild rural areas. And all you had to, and it was a name for it. I forgot the name. It's probably in the chat. If you do know the name, you could put it in the chat. But all you had to do was literally fence off however much land you wanted. If you went out there and you fenced off 100 acres, the government gave you a deed for a 100-acre plot. And imagine how much that shit is worth now. Fraud, nigga. Them joints is worth, nigga got 100 acres out there in Nebraska with cows and shit on it. Imagine. Homestead Act. This is what we do over here. This is why we are not, and this is no disrespect to no other content creators in the sector. I rock with everybody, but it's a reason why we do what we do over here. It's a reason why I bump heads with certain niggas. The Homestead Act. He told me that. Now, mind you, I just look like this. I look young. You know what I'm saying? He thought I was way young. Nigga thought I was in my 20s. I probably was like 39 at the time, maybe 40, maybe 38, something like that. But he thought I was in my 20s, and he was just talking to me. He was saying all this shit, and I'm just taking it all in. And I'm chopping game with him. And he said, yeah, the Homestead Act. He said, I remember when my uncles came on in down to my mama's house and told us about the Homestead Act, and we were in Georgia. He said, so my mom didn't want to leave Georgia. But my uncles, they went on out the west. They went out to Wyoming. They went out to Nebraska. They went out west, right? And my uncles came back with hundreds of acres of land. He said, man, one of my uncles had about 180 acres. You know what I mean? And I never forgot that, because I don't know one black person in fucking history that ever even knew about that or told me the story on how you could go out west and just fence off 100 acres. Yeah, because it was like this. It was white only. Okay? So the issue is that white people are the ones that have a problem with this. White people are discovering the fraud. And y'all are so passionate about the Somalians. Oh, tax-paying dollars. But it was all good just a week ago. It's all good when y'all get the White House with the picket fence and y'all get to live the American dream. It was never a problem when those tax-paying dollars was situated and sorted out for y'all to win. It's like y'all are the last persons that should ever be talking and exposing and having these issues. Let us do that or let somebody else do that. But y'all having these talks and all on the news, it just don't work that way. And it's never going to work that way. Until white people fix the flaws and the ills of their ancestors, y'all will never win, bro. Y'all will never win. And it's only going to get worse. And I'm going to end up closing with that. I want to play one more receipt for y'all. You know, that was a deep angle for me. You know, I could only imagine what my great-grandfather or my great uncles or my ancestors would have did when they would have got that call, or they would have got that motherfucking newspaper, or they would have got, you know, that piece of mail saying all black people to all Americans, you know, it's a whole bunch of free land out there, and all you got to do is go claim it. That's all they had to do. The Homestead Act, all they had to do was claim the land. Yo, the white man told me, he didn't even say that. He said, all you had to do is fence off as much, all you just fence it off. Go out there and buy you some fence, and then, you know, fence off as much land as you can. And then after you fenced it off and you sent off the paperwork or whatever the government needed, they would mail you back a deed for 100-acre plot of land, 1,000 acres of land. You own it. A lot of y'all don't know how powerful a deed is. Again, certain things that separate me from my counterparts in the sector. You know, Mikey B, Harlem, China, you know, Haas, Zippy with the drippy. I got the deed to the big house. I have the deed. When Zippy pulled that money out the other night, I was tempted to go upstairs and go in my briefcase and grab the deed to this property. But I didn't. I was tipsy. I didn't. I didn't do that. So when he say deeds to plots of land, I know what that mean. I know how powerful that is. It's one thing to be a homeowner. It's another thing to have the deed to the home. You don't get the deed until the mortgage is paid off. I got the deed to this house and I'm 42 years old. Just saying that to just reiterate the power. I'm powerful with this. I'm not Zip with I'm not these niggas. And I try to rub shoulders with them because I see potential in them. But I think I'm coming to the conclusion where that just ain't what it is. I can't lower myself to, nah, I can't do that. I can't zap my power to rub shoulders with niggas who don't even get what I'm talking about because they ain't never made it there. Not just yet, but your time is coming. Yeah, I got the deed to this. Plots of land. I'll never forget that conversation. Big salute to the chat. You know, again, I'm riding through Wyoming, right? And I'm seeing all these fucking cows, bro. And it would always just blow my mind. Like, you see these cows, right? And you look off and you don't see like a farmhouse or you don't see no property. You just see vast amounts of land. And you saying to yourself, well, what the fuck? These cows just walked over here? Like, what's going on, right? And when that guy broke it down to me, because all of this shit is fenced off and it's like old fencing. You could tell it ain't like new fences, like the metal fence. It's like stake in the ground fencing, stake in the ground fencing. And it connected all the dots. He didn't know that I'm one of them guys that could obtain and I collect the information. I don't smoke weed and all that. I'm not that. I'm black. I just look like one of them niggas. But yeah, I'm taking in every word. Those cows are called free grazing cows. That's some of the best beef you're gonna be able to buy because those cows They don't eat grain and this and that. They go out just like, you know, animals are supposed to do, and they learn the land, and they learn where the best grass is, the thick grass is, where the sweet grass is, and then they lead their calves, and they go off and they eat what they want to eat. And they sometimes they sleep out that motherfucker. They might walk 50 miles out. They might be gone for 2 weeks, my G word. If I had to be a cow, that's what I would want to be. A free grazing cow on about 1,200 acres. You see the motherfucker, they be in the grass. They be like, these is cows. The motherfucker just be like laid out on in the goddamn pasture. I'm driving trucks. I see them over there. They just laid out in the pasture. Motherfucker done ate goddamn 2 tons of grass. We're gonna chill out for about 2 weeks. And then when we get nice and full and tired, we go ahead and make our way back to the goddamn farmhouse. And yeah, them motherfuckers free. They free. They freer than we are. Okay, big salute to the chat. OG Kicks, I see you in here. Yeah, we had to get deep today, man. I ain't want to play no games with them. I'm gonna play one more receipt, and it's gonna tie everything together. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna tie everything together as far as what we looking at, what we heard, and where we at with it. You know, I don't mind doing it, but I know a lot of white people they feel like it's redundant, but it wouldn't be right for me to leave these parts out. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Nancy Pelosi got $250 million. Y'all ain't talking about that? That dog fur, $250 million. And y'all don't want to call that fraud. Y'all don't want to put the handcuffs on that lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good when y'all doing it. When we was getting PPP loans, y'all had so much to say. But y'all ain't talking about all this motherfucking land y'all stole. When y'all was giving white people land in Maryland, you know how expensive and lucrative that land is today that y'all got, your grandfather got for a fucking $1 and $1 a month? No interest, no permits, no nothing. Just $1 down and $1 a month. Talking about fraud. Come on, man. Stop it, man. Miss me with that. I don't want to talk about it. Miss me with the please. One more thing. Let's get into one more receipt, man. I ain't gonna lie. That particular receipt, it kind of drained me it's like so disappointing, man. So disappointing to know. Yeah. Hold up. Let me make sure. You know, I'm 100% right. It's in Prince George County, Maryland. Bordering on the district line. Prince George County of Maryland, and it's bordering the district line. You got lots for $20 and you got lots for $100. No interest, no taxes, no landlord, no rent to pay, no building restrictions, no permits required, no liquors, and no colored people. Whites only. Yeah, man, it's pretty disappointing, man. Let's let my man talk, man. He now I'm gonna say this about him before I show him. Let me see. What year was it? Let me see if it's even up there. Yeah, I don't see a year on it. Let me see. Yeah, I don't see it. I could do some due diligence and see, but I don't see a year for it. Capitol Heights. Nasty work, B. Let's look at let's let my man talk. Now, he got a nasty strand of dog fur. He got that caveman look, you know what I mean? That Neanderthal feel. Right? Go ahead and talk to the people, my G. Look!
You know, my sheer existence is evidence that the white male patriarchy is dying in this country. As our good friend, that's Rich, pointed out recently in one of his videos, what we're witnessing is an extinction burst of white supremacy in this country. They're fighting tooth and nail and, desperately trying to cling to power and ideology that is inevitably being destroyed. White men now make up about 30% of the population of this country, and out of that, half of them cast a vote for the orange man. Which means 15% of this country are white men that believe in sustaining this patriarchy, as well as many white women that have been conditioned that there's nothing wrong with having their boot on their neck. But there's many, though, white men that are like me that were raised to believe this stuff and more and worse. However, have shifted their focus to be a better, more inclusive future, and one that represents what we truly are as a nation, and what we truly need to become, rather, as a nation. I might not seem like it right now, but this is the death of the white male patriarchy. It is inevitable in this country. But I promise you, they're not going to go quietly, and it's going to get darker before it gets lighter. So, we need to stay focused, band together, and fight like hell. But we do that shit, we're going to come out the other side better nation, I feel.
It's important.
Now, big salute. Now, what I want to speak to that. You know what I'm saying? And Caucasian people like him are the kind of people that I can deal with, and we could build and we could talk. The ones that are not gonna sugarcoat it, man. We just gotta, even though they're ashamed of their ancestors and what this thing has all become, this whole government and society has just become a shit show, become a circus, and it's embarrassing, especially for white people. I would be embarrassed at the shit that my ancestors did if I was white, and I'm just being honest. I would be fucking, I would be trying to get y'all niggas reparations. I would be so embarrassed to be a part of this shit, to have anything to do with it, right? But what he was saying is the truth. We are looking at the downfall of this shit. This whole this whole system, this whole part of the matrix that was created and constructed to hold us back with receipts like that, the one I showed y'all, whites only, with the land still and everything. And it's slowly but surely, I don't know if it's crumbling, but I know it's definitely showing its chinks in the armor, right? And he said that, they are not going to go quietly. And I felt them on that. Like I said, man, we can't talk about fraud in Minnesota without talking about them people. We can't talk about, let's just say all of a sudden the Chinese people get to bucking on white people and they get to going back and forth, and now all of a sudden you want to tell us how much money y'all funnel through Chinatown. Well, it's nasty work. You know what I mean? I mean, it was all good when them Chinese people was letting y'all do it and they was agreeing with y'all. And y'all was running a whole fucking Ponzi scheme on us. Now all of a sudden you want to, to goddamn $1 billion, and miss us with that. They're not going to go quietly, right? It's going to get darker before it gets better. That's one of the parts that, I don't want to say I'm scared of, but I understand. You understand? As a war general, I understand the only way this shit is going to be corrected is extermination, termination, and war. Like a total reset. And I ain't talking about resetting the American dollar and, cryptocurrency and AI. And I ain't talking about that type of reset. I'm talking about the reset that they are really hoping to happen. What they don't understand is it's not going to be the race war that they thought it was going to be. The whole black and white situation is played out. We can see very clearly, like with that receipt, what happened, right? If, the downloads that download to me is telling me it's going to be these immigrants that's going to buck on y'all. It's going to be Chinatown. It's going to be them Somalians. It's going to be certain groups of people that when the shit hit the fan, they going to buck on y'all. They going to take y'all asses to war. And y'all going to finally, y'all going to be looking for black people to please join in. Y'all going to be calling us Americans. Y'all going to be promising us goddamn 40 acres and a mule again. And we just ain't going to believe y'all. It ain't Y'all always thought it was gonna be us to wipe y'all out. Let me show you something before we get into this last receipt. This is the guy, that's gonna take y'all out.
Thank you for working so hard so I can be home all day, free. I can use my EBT. Go to work for me, white boy, white girl. Yeah. Go to work for me, you fucking white animals. Fucking work for me. Yeah, you fucking work for me. And the US government they work for me. All of you work for me. Now go to work. Pay them taxes. Take care of me and my people. All right? This is my land. I control this place. This is my reality. You all gonna be enchained. I'm gonna lock all you guys up if you don't pay your taxes. You better fucking pay your taxes.
Now, are they gonna win the war? I don't know. But the race war y'all always believed it was gonna be between black and white, y'all got a bigger problem on y'all hands. And they already over here, B. It ain't even like, yeah, they already over here. Trust me. They are deeply ingrained in American politics. Over there in Minnesota, one of them people is that she's a governor or a mayor. She is deeply ingrained. But the chinks are in y'all armor. Y'all, the last thing y'all need to be doing is trying to, where did all that money go with Doge and Donald Trump and Elon Musk? Where's all those billions of dollars of fraud money that they found? Where is it at? You see what I'm saying? Y'all have no integrity. Y'all have no integrity, my G. So what y'all gonna do? Find billions of dollars of fraud with the Somalians and that money gonna disappear too, right? Where all the money at? Where the $2,000 that was supposed to be given to the American people when y'all was finding all that fraudulent money and that missing tax money with Doge and Elon Musk and Donald Trump? We ain't seen a dollar of it. We ain't heard a peep about that money. All of a sudden, Donald Trump got a goddamn ballroom being built out there in D.C. hooked up to the White House gonna have a ballroom. Yeah, we found all that money. We ain't heard a peep. So y'all gonna expose the Somalians for billions of dollars and we ain't heard a peep. Where the money gonna go? What y'all gonna do with the billions when y'all get it? Y'all gonna steal it back. See, they stole it. Y'all only mad because y'all didn't steal it. So y'all gonna steal it back. And y'all gonna call it even. Nasty work, man. Let's let this young lady speak her mind. Go ahead and talk to the people. Let this young lady say what she want to say. Go ahead and speak to the, talk to the pay, talk to the people, sweetie. Go ahead and talk to them people. You get some shine on the channel. Talk to them people.
It's coming, and so to make this announcement and to do all of this extra just feels a little bit embarrassing on their part. Like, y'all been running the same playbook for 400 years. We saw you coming, guys. We heard you. White supremacy is literally a joke. They know it, we know it, and they know that we know it. They will do anything to hold on to whiteness because without it, they are nothing and would have to admit that there is absolutely nothing supreme about them and that other cultures have run circles around them, even with 400 years of a head start and stolen labor. White supremacy, Trump and MAGA are literally the death rattle of white supremacy, and they are fighting tooth and nail to stay relevant.
I've seen. And I'm gonna leave it with that one. You know what I'm saying? It's well said. I couldn't say it no better. I'm just, I'm just trying to get his sentiment. I just want to give the context on what the feel of my people is. Listen, man, them people stole that money, man. They stole it from some thieves and shit. Y'all stole the money. They stealing the money. Nancy Pelosi, y'all motherfuckers all stealing. Anytime we try to steal some money, it's a big deal. It's all overseas. It's whole big shit. Niggas going to jail. But this land was built on thievery and blood and death, man. Y'all niggas, man, come on, man. If my people knew about that receipt right there, where y'all was giving all that land away for $1, you think we'll be talking about them Somalians? Nah, man. We don't give a damn about them goddamn. Where the fuck that money in that land at? It's a black people land? What kind of black people land is it? Is it apartment complexes owned by dumb people that we live in? Or do we own the acres now out there in America? Come on, man. Y'all got this shit fucked up, man. All right. Big salute to the chat, man. I want to say that to say this. We are deep in the matrix. There is no escaping this shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. To really get outside of this matrix, we have to destroy the matrix. And we are so ingrained in the matrix that if we destroy the matrix, we damn near destroy ourselves. Think about that. To destroy the matrix, we got to go with it. We are in it. We are a part of it. To destroy the matrix mean all the power grids gonna go. The cell phone connections, Wi-Fi, all that shit gotta go down. We might be able to bring it back in due time, but it's gonna be a long time without it. Electricity, supermarkets, and then you know how many people will perish? You know how many people will perish if we get to really rallying and going against the machine? That's why nobody does it. That's why me doing what I do is some of the most powerfulest work that's being done, because it's going to come a time where they're going to try to get rid of all of that, where you ain't even going to be able to talk about it, let alone do something about it. Let alone, the triple cross, let alone do something. You ain't even get up on a platform and do what and say what? Big salute. Yeah, a full-blown reset. The beautiful thing is, I'll say this, right? The beautiful thing is, with the knowledge we all got mentally, it won't be 2 hours before a bunch of fires get started. You know what I'm saying? Niggas are gonna start fires. Niggas is gonna be, niggas gonna be done went up in these houses and get to pulling this furniture out and putting the furniture there. Nigga be done went up in these houses and started boarding shit off. It ain't gonna be like the Stone Age, unless it'll be close, but we done did too much. We done built too much to where we'll be able to sustain. And then it's gonna be certain dudes that come up out the caves or come up out the houses, come up out the ashes and say, I used to work at that power plant. Yo. I know how to start electricity with a motherfucking lemon and a potato. I seen the nigga plug a potato to the ground and cut it and charge his phone up. I don't know if it was some shit like that. I don't know if it was necessarily a potato, but it was something like that, where a motherfucker had a vegetable and plugged this goddamn shit in there and plugged this shit in the ground and charged his goddamn phone up. Oh, it won't be a year before we will be back online. This ain't the Stone Age. You know what I mean? Yeah, we got two. Yeah, man. This ain't Fred Flintstone, man. Motherfucker get to looking around. A nigga get to looking up under them hoods and all that. Man, shit, I know how to spark this motherfucker up. I know how to hot wire. Now we riding, bitch. Nigga done hot wired the car. We rolling through. We done charged the Teslas back up, and we back on road. But we will have to destroy it to rebuild it. And I believe that we don't want to destroy this shit. We living too good. You see my motherfucking haircut, nigga? See a motherfucking wave spinning and all that? You think we ready to destroy this? Hell no, bitch. Bitch, you see how them goddamn waves is spinning and all that? I ain't ready to go to the Stone Ages. I ain't ready to go 2 years without a goddamn line up, a clean up, nigga. Listen to me, let me tell you something. I'm 42 years old. I'm too goddamn old. You young niggas want to go ahead and I'ma support you. I'm gonna ride with you. Whenever you warriors, the young killers, the shooters, Whenever y'all ready to go to war with the establishment, I'm with you. But I'm 40 years, I'm old, man. I'm not about to, hey, man, listen, man. I got my feet up right now. I got my feet up right now with a pillow under my legs right here. When I go, listen to me. When I go live, I don't go live without kicking up my goddamn feet and putting a pillow under my legs. Yeah, relax the joints and make sure the joints is nice and relaxed while I'm doing this. I'm an old man. I just look like this. Yeah, I'm an old man. I get to telling y'all, let's go to war. And in the back of my head, I say, I got to cook dinner tonight. Baby boy wants spaghetti. I got to cook some goddamn dinner tonight. Man, what? I ain't got my Dunkin' Donuts. I got to go get me a goddamn coffee. And then I get up here with y'all, I get to talking about motherfucking war. And yeah, let's go to war. You want to destroy the Matrix? And then I get to look around. I got to take this goddamn Christmas tree down, man. Yeah, I got to take this goddamn Christmas tree down. I got a bunch of boxes I need to cut up and put in the goddamn recycling bin. I got a bunch of mail I got to shred right there. Wifey bought a shredder so we can shred the mail, because the mail just... Yeah, man, I don't know if I'm ready to... I don't know. Yeah, I ain't know. I'm just joking. I ain't know that all. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in time any goddamn way. Yeah, me personally, I don't believe in time. Yeah, you got a goddamn daylight savings day. You're taking hours back. See, that's what I mean when I'm talking about dog fur. When I'm talking about white people, y'all done fucked up the whole matrix. Y'all done really lost control. You're taking an hour away. You're adding an hour to you got a day off the calendar. It's New Year's saving day. You're adding days to the goddamn calendar. You're taking days off. Man, you motherfucker, oh. We just took an hour off the clock. It's daylight save. How the fuck you saving daylight? Who told your white ass that you could save daylight? Who told you was doing that? You fucked up, man. Yeah, y'all fucked up, man. I'm sorry. I got to tell you the truth, man. Your ass out here talking about, daylight savings day. We're gonna take an hour off the clock. Do you mind? Oh. We're going to add an hour to the clock. Don't go to sleep until 9 o'clock because we stole an hour. Bitch, you really believe that, don't you? You really believe that it's daylight savings day and you stole an hour and reversed the clocks. You motherfuckers is delusional. That's how the Somalians got your ass in the Cobra clutch with billions of dollars. Yeah, you think you took an hour off the clock, whole goddamn time the Somalians is draining your ass. Now all of a sudden you want us to get involved in all it. You want us to say something about it. Oh, it's a leap year. We're gonna leap. Yeah, it's a leap. Yeah, man. Get your goddamn dog for having that back. Get your ass up. Hey, somebody, hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Get your dog for get your ass up out of here, man. Miss me with that. I don't want to do nothing to you, but I will. Oh, it's a leap year. We're gonna leap. Yeah. Because if we don't leap, then the time's gonna switch up. We made time up, okay? And we need time to make sense. So we're gonna do a leap year and take 2 hours back. Do you mind? We're gonna take 2 hours off the clock, sir. How the fuck you do that? You ain't, man, hey. You just, this is what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna close with this, cause we going live again tonight about 10:30, 11 o'clock. Let's say 11 o'clock. We going to live again tonight. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about, but the downloads is downloading. All right. Get your goddamn mind right, man. Okay. Big salute to the chat. Yeah, leap a goddamn. Yeah, Santana, come on, man. He goddamn, man, that dog, man. Get that goddamn, man. Listen, man. Get the dog fur away from me, please, man. Before I react to you. I don't want to do nothing to you, but I will if you get that dog fur around me. Oh, it's a leap year. I'm gonna leap a year and then look you right in your face and be like, you believe that, don't you? Do you believe that it's a leap year? Okay, we was just I want to make sure that it was believable. Yeah, we're gonna tell them it's a leap year. I think those guys will believe that. Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't want to upset the people. I don't want to scare anybody, but I think if we tell them that it is a leap year, yeah, they'll believe that. And then what they do, they get one of them, yeah, they put one of them people in them suits and shit. But, oh, good afternoon. Today at CNN, we wanted to introduce a new phase in time. It's called a leap year. Well, we're going to leap the year, and then we'll have New Year's Eve, and then next year we'll have a regular year. But then the year after that, we're gonna have a leap. Did you believe that? Yes. Okay. Beautiful. 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 Let me see what I got here. Man skills. Every year spin bars. Yeah, salute the mad skills. RP facts. I want to do so. I think I had to get this off my chest. This is real. You know what? No, I don't think I'm gonna use that receipt. I forgot I even had that receipt going. I'm going to figure out what I'm gonna talk about tonight, but this right here was just a serious topic that I wanted to get out there. I needed to get out there, and maybe we'll talk about 50 of them boys tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of jokes, man. I feel like I got a lot of jokes. I feel like I want to joke. I want to joke these niggas, man. New York, y'all got to get it together, man. And I think I'm gonna talk about that tonight. Yeah, I saw the video with. I just thought that shit was disgusting. It made me sick to my stomach, man. And I don't know what's going on in New York City, man. But y'all already losing momentum, man. Y'all already losing. You had a spark when you started, but now you're just garbage. Went from top 10 to not mention at all. To your little bodyguards, Uchiwali verse was better. You know what I'm saying? You had a spark when you started with this content shit. Y'all starting to lose it, man. You're starting to lose. Nigga posting 50 Cent popping pussy and all that. I just think that shit was terrible, man. And it hurt my eyes, and it hurt my mental Rolodex. And I think I'm gonna say something to you niggas. And I think we're gonna have a good time with you. All right? I don't care how you feel about it. All right? Big salute to the chat. Salute to everybody that's tapped in. All my mods. Breezy Santana, Wisdom B, Charlie P, Trooper 69. Yeah. The homie Mr. Universe. Yeah. Salute to everybody that's locked in. You salute to everybody that's in tune with the channel, that understand what we got going on over here. This topic was necessary. Somalians is doing what Somalians is doing, but they ain't come over here with that knowledge. They ain't even got a mall over there in Somalia. Them motherfuckers ain't got running water or proper plumbing. They got all kind of diseases, wild diseases in Somalia. So they done came over here and mastered the United States government already. You telling me they done came over here, Somalians, right? They done built the community, and they robbing the U.S. people. They got free daycare, free health insurance. These motherfuckers done bought buildings and built shell companies, and they just funneling government money through this shit. And you thought that was happening without white people involved with it? You thought that was happening with not a single dog fur having person involved with it? Come on, man. Come on, and I don't see that. I don't see enough of that. I don't see enough people. They acting like the Somalians just came over here and set up shop. Nah, the motherfuckers doing the same thing the Chinese people was doing. And I'm gonna tell you something. If the Somalians was smart, because I don't know how they got exposed or how it became a thing, but they needed to take more. They needed to take more pride in these businesses. Them niggas got lazy. They just propping up buildings and putting signs on them and shit, and they ain't even showing up to the building. Nah, nigga, you got to run this like a real daycare. Them niggas got 24-hour Somalian daycares that only service Somalian children. When the last time you was in any city and you saw a 24-hour daycare only for black kids, only for you know, foundational black Americans? Never, bro. You never seen no. I ain't never seen a 24-hour daycare just for kids. Period. 24 hours. So you thought they just came over here, figured the shit out, and white people was just oblivious that the government didn't know what was going on. No, the government was fully involved. Fully involved. Same thing with Chinatown. I mean, hey, I know you never thought about it like that, but I'm glad now you can see that. Now think about Canal Street. You got that whole street right there, whole bunch of vendors. Go across that joint, it's a bridge right there. You go around that corner, you go up into goddamn Chinatown, everything in Chinese, nigga. And you better not go over there playing. You ain't never heard, man, you rarely hear niggas getting arrested in Chinatown. We go over there, we on our best behavior. Cause we don't know what's gonna come. You get the fuck around them people, boy, shit. They got underground prostitution. They got underground gambling. It's a whole underworld out there in Chinatown that bring in billions of dollars a year, probably hundreds of millions. A whole underworld. Let alone the government funding 70 billion. Bro, I'm gonna get out of here, right? But we be saying like numbers like, and I do. I be saying numbers that this shit is astronomical. 70 billion, nigga. Hey, yo, Jay-Z got 2.5 billion, and we be like, yo, Jay-Z's a bit. Imagine $70 billion, bro. They just be saying this shit like it's regular. Like, oh, yo, they gave the people not $70 million, $70 billion. Imagine that. Kamala Harris cut that check like that shit was a cashier's check. She just cut the check for 70 billion. Them Chinese, we ain't never see them Chinese people again. They ain't made a peep. The goddamn world go blow up. We ain't heard nothing from Chinatown. $70 billion, bro. You get somebody 250 million like Nancy Pelosi, that shit is like pennies on a dollar. That ain't even nothing you gonna blink at. You get $70 billion. You will spend 250 million like that. You will buy a house for 100 million and buy a couple of cars and some jewelry and spend and really splurge out with another 100 million. You understand? You could buy a house in Bel Air for like 110, a couple of $120 million. So when you really look at the magnitude of this, come on, man. We talking about some Somalians, nigga. These niggas walking around with Gucci bags. They ain't get 2% of that money. Them niggas running around with Gucci bag, Louis Vuitton purses. They got nice little homes out there in Minnesota, but they not living like Bel Air money. They ain't got Jay-Z money. They ain't buying motherfucking little baby house. Them Somalians got some nice little houses, but them shit, they got houses like me and shit. They got a motherfucking little mansion, little mini mansion. You know what I mean? 4,000 square feet. Niggas, they got some shit like this. But billions of dollars done been funneled through that community. Who you think getting the real money? Bro, I'm sorry, but I just had to, that shit really just with like a brain fart. You know what I'm saying? It made my brain like queak. Like, bro, $70 billion that Kamala gave Chinatown, Chinese people in New York City. 70 billion. And you think to yourself like, that's mind blowing. Nigga, that's a lot of paper, cuz. That's a lot of paper dough right there. Everybody get their pockets greased up. Oh shit, 70 billion, everybody get to go to daycare for free. Everybody get free health care. We make sure that everybody in Chinatown, you go to the doctor for free. Go to the dentist, get your shit. Yo, 70 billion, that shit this person got 100 million. They got 250 million. This person got 100 M's. This person got 50 million. That person got 25 million. Those people got 45 million. That ain't even scratching the surface of 70 billion. That's that little bit right there. That shit pennies, nigga. Oh man, I got 20 million, man. Y'all been doing y'all thing. Start the business is started. We gonna funnel 25 million through y'all. It's a daycare center. You take 10 million and do whatever. Google it. All you gotta do is Google it. You could Google it or you could YouTube it. It was videos. I saw the video. I saw it on the news when she got the first thing Kamala Harris did when she got vice president, when she was officially the vice president of the United States of America. Kamala Harris got with Chinese people. It was the whole Asian hate pyramid scheme. Y'all remember when the Asians, they was showing all these videos of old women in New York City getting beat up all up and down the block and all that. You know, homeless niggas was snatching their groceries. They were saying it's Asian hate. Soon they got that 70 building. We ain't heard a goddamn thing about Asian hate. When the last time you heard about Asian hate? When the last time you seen an old Asian lady in Chinatown with a homeless man tackling her for groceries and all that? At one point, that's all we was seeing on CNN and Fox News and all of that. They was talking about it on the Breakfast Club. It was called Asian hate. That's all we was talking about is Asian people being violated. There was a bunch of homeless men doing it. It was always a homeless nigga. They probably gave his ass a McDonald's kids meal, told him go violate that lady, put $100 in his pocket. He went over there. They recorded it. So it was a whole crime bill that they committed. They created. Right? So these Chinese people were smart. They got a crime bill created so that it's a federal crime for you to physically assault or do something to a Chinese person. And then secondly, they was funded $70 billion. Now, Black Lives Matter, I don't rock with them. I never rock with Black Lives Matter. But those women only got $90 million. They start buying little houses and shit. The federal government swooped in on their ass. They got a 90 million. The Asian hate situation, 70 billion, and we ain't heard a peep. You know what I mean? We ain't seen a school get built. We ain't, and who you think funded it? We, the government, tax-paying dollars. We gave their ass $70 billion. We ain't seen a goddamn New Balance Jordan collab. We ain't seen a Gucci Jordan. We ain't seen the SpongeBob's 11 mixed with the Patricks. We ain't seen the goddamn Halloween and Christmas Eve 8s. We ain't seen nothing from these Chinese people. Matter of fact, they stopped doing, they done cleaned up shop. They took that motherfucking $70 billion and got Lolo. We ain't heard nothing. But y'all in tune with the Somalians now and shit. Now it's the Somalians. Now it's the Somalians. But y'all, we ain't $70 billion. And they got a federal crime bill passed. Now niggas is scared. The whole Asian hate shit went out. Nigga, we ain't heard nothing. Don't know. We ain't seen the goddamn crime committed. We ain't heard nothing about it. All right? I want you to remember that. Yeah, Breezy Santana said the Africans is running Canal Street now. Yeah, the motherfucking Chinese people got that $70 billion and they cleaned the fuck up, man. They said, we ain't doing this no more. Yeah, we ain't got to be out here. 2-3 million for you, 2-3 million, 4 million for you. Everybody eats, except for the actual Americans, except for the foundational Black Americans. Everybody get a check. Yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. Big salute to the chat, man. What is it, 9 o'clock? I will be going live again tonight around 11. So make sure your notification bells are ringing. Make sure you tapped into the Realest on YouTube. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now, listen, man, you can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest? And I suggest you tap in. Listen, I suggest you tap into this grown man business. I suggest you tap into this grown man content. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick, directly into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoating nothing and we not dressing nothing up. I'm only here to give you this game straight raw, my G. Pure dope. No fentanyl, no quinine, no baking soda. We ain't water whipping this dope and we ain't counter whipping this dope. It's straight off the brick into the bottles. This is the only place where the content is raw. It's not stepped on. All right? The Somalians out there is doing, it's nasty work. I don't respect what y'all got going on. Your asses need to be deported. It shouldn't even be no conversation. Why is it always drawn out? They take 6 goddamn months of CNN and Fox News and back and forths before y'all asses get put on the concrete with handcuffs. Everybody need to be cleared out, man, women, child, and put on 757 board jets and sent their asses back to Somalia. But we not gonna act like them Somalians just came over here and, outsmarted the U.S. government. Uncle Sam, the IRS, the very people that will count your pockets and lock your black ass up if anything is missing. So all of a sudden they just outwitted y'all. Nah, y'all had y'all hands in the pot. All you motherfuckers got rich, filthy rich off this Ponzi scheme, the same way y'all did with the Chinatown people. Lil Italy, Lil Haiti, Mexico, the open borders. Y'all always doing something and funneling money behind it. Nasty work, all right? So you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. Yeah, you could tap in or you could tap out, but you know my slogan. You absolutely know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in.